and welcome back to another episode of the Comic Man Show with your reliable host, the Comic Man. And this past week, the DC world was set ablaze with the revelation by our definitive Batman, Master Director Ben Affleck, that Deathstroke the Terminator would be featured in his solo Batman movie. But let's not forget who called it first. Or maybe great minds think alike, because if you check on the link in the comment section below, you'll see that in the Comic Man solo Batman movie pitch, he had featured Deathstroke as a physical challenge. So how did this come to be? Ben Affleck, using his Twitter and Instagram accounts, released test footage of Deathstroke in what seemed to be him walking in the Flying Fox aircraft that is in the Justice League movie. So why do I think that this is for the solo Batman movie and not for the Justice League movie? For starters, it was Ben Affleck that released this test footage. And if it was going to be featured in the Justice League movie, Zack Snyder has been very prominent in releasing images that relate to his own movies, such as the Aquaman pictures, Batman, Wonder Woman, etc. So, also, Humberto Gonzalez of The Rap, he doubled down and he bet, I guess, his viewers, his followers, $5,000 that if Deathstroke was not the main villain of the solo Batman movie, that he would pay $5,000 and he would get off of all social media and thus really ending his career. So if he's that sure, then I'm gonna take him at his word and be sure as well. This has also led to some more bitching and moaning on the internet because now people think that Joker won't be featured in the solo Batman movie, that he won't be there at all. But I say this, and here is another free pitch for you WB and Hollywood, that Deathstroke is a mercenary. He has his own code of honor. He won't ever go after someone without a fee. So someone would have needed to hire Deathstroke to go after Batman. So what I'm thinking is this. Joker has some grand plan for the city. His last laugh, if you will. But he needs Batman occupied so he can carry through and follow through with his plan. So he hires the best that money can buy, Deathstroke. But who is Deathstroke? You might be wondering, dear viewer. Well, he's sort of an inverse Captain America. His real name is Slade Wilson. He served in the U.S. Army since he was 16 years old, and because of his acumen, aptitude, and skill, and he impressed his superiors so much that he was offered a chance to volunteer for this experimental drug, this serum, if you will, that when taken will enhance his abilities, his strength, his reflexes, his mental capacity. And he did so. And afterwards, he decided to go into business for himself and become a mercenary, that his skills should not be wasted, that if anybody wants him to do anything with his tremendous amount of skill, they need to pay for it. Deathstroke also has an emotional connection with the Batman in the sense that they have both endured and tragedies have befell them in their lives. Deathstroke or Slade used to be married and had a son. And because of his code of honor, his strict sense of honor, he would never give up the names of his clients. However, there was an incident where his son was kidnapped, and the only way that he could get him back safely was if he were to give up the name of his client who hired him to murder the kidnapper who had taken his son. However, he refused to do so, and as a result, his son's vocal cords were severely damaged when the kidnapper attempted to slice his throat. But Deathstroke saved him, but he couldn't save his son's speaking ability. His wife, who did not know he was a mercenary, he found out after this incident, she found out, I should say, and shot him right in the eye. And that's why he wears a badass eye patch now. I should also mention he has healing abilities, so he's more than a perfect match for the Batman. So Deathstroke, originally in the comics, he was a Teen Titans Green Arrow villain. However, due to his popularity, he was soon used in other books, and he even got his own series. And he still currently has his own series. That's how popular he is. And there have been a lot of numerous memorable encounters in the comics between Deathstroke and other heroes and other teams. And what we all love about Deathstroke are some of the same reasons that we love Batman, is that he is prepared for any situation, for any foe. He's a master strategist, a master tactician. He has superior skills in fighting, and you just can't ever count him out, regardless of how depowered he might be in that situation. So somewhat memorable encounters. First time he faced off against Batman, he crushed him to dust. They had a fight, but Deathstroke, using his more superior abilities, and because he was more enhanced, he was able to not just beat Batman, but beat the living tar out of him. Same goes for some of his other encounters, such as with Nightwing, Green Arrow. There was a very famous encounter with 7 members of the Justice League, which conveniently did not include Batman, Wonder Woman, or Superman, and Deathstroke goes through each one of them like a hot knife through butter, using his brilliant mind, predicting where his enemy's going to be, and using his superior skill as well. He's able to incapacitate and immobilize all of them. It is a work of beauty, and once again, it is the same reason we love Batman, because in the comics, whenever Batman has been forced to pit himself against the Justice League, he's been able to get the upper hand, or even to fight to a stalemate because of how prepared that he is. So this is the same reason why we love Deathstroke, because he is just that same kind of badass. Why would he be a good villain in a Batman movie? Well, for most of the reasons that I mentioned. He would be more than a good fight for Batman, more than an even match. He might even be more skilled than Batman. He definitely is more enhanced than him. He has faster reflexes. He has more strength. He has healing abilities, and he uses 90% of his brain. So Batman has his hands full with Deathstroke. And we would also finally see that perfect, super skilled duo in a Batman movie, where Batman faces someone who is evenly matched, and he has to use every single skill in his arsenal, every single weapon in his arsenal in order to overcome that foe. And we have never seen that. And I say again, don't give me that bullshit with the Dark Bitch Rises when he was facing off against Bane. That little midget Bale, and whatever that fight choreography was where, hey, you stand still, I'm gonna telegraph my haymaker punches, we are gonna make this a brawl and not a skilled contest between two highly trained ninjas and assassins. To me, it was very disappointing, and it was a different kind of fight, because Bane first stood there and just took everything Batman had, and then Bane just unloaded on him. This is a different kind of fight. This is a fight between two highly skilled individuals who are prepared for any situation. So I personally can't wait to see this contest, this encounter, this rivalry come to fruition on the big screen of our definitive solo Batman movie. And don't count the Joker out, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be in it as well. So that wraps up a nice and short and sweet episode of the Comic Man Show. Before I go, I want to encourage all of you to go on Facebook and visit this great community page called Batman Addicts. It is a great source to catch up on everything Batman and the DC Universe as a whole. And until next time, this is the Comic Man signing off.